In the world of boxing, few names resonate as powerfully as Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins. They are both legends in their own way, having shared not only the ring, but also a long-standing professional relationship. The boxing community was surprised to learn of Bernard Hopkins' departure from Golden Boy Promotions, a company co-founded by De La Hoya. So, let's begin today's video. Overview. Former world champion Bernard Hopkins was scheduled to celebrate his 20th anniversary with Golden Boy Promotions in November 2024. Hopkins joined the organization just 2 months after devastatingly knocking out Oscar De La Hoya with a body shot. But recent circumstances have brought about an unexpected change of events. Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya got into a furious altercation, which led to Hopkins' announcement that he was leaving Golden Boy Promotions. This represents a big shift in the boxing environment, as Hopkins has played a key role in the promotion for many years, both inside and outside the ring. Tensions rose following the challenging aftermath of a heated Golden Boy fight, in which Vergil Ortiz was controversially pronounced the winner on 2 scorecards. Remarkably, a brawl broke out between Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins, the Golden Boy partners, which began just like disputes amongst fans. Although the promoters were swiftly separated before the scene escalated further, the harm had already been done. Hopkins responded by announcing his exit from Golden Boy Promotions in a video posted on social media. He said in the video that there had been a long-standing conflict and that it had become clear it was time to part ways. Though he made it clear that it was time to move on, he expressed his gratitude for De La Hoya and the entire Golden Boy team. Now the boxing world is watching as Oscar De La Hoya tackles the task of leading Golden Boy Promotions alone. So, come on, let's dive deep into it. The heated Golden Boy fight. A recent unexpected and fierce fight between 2 renowned boxers, Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins, shocked the boxing world. After Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s contentious victory over Ortiz-Bohachuk, the WBC interim junior middleweight champion, the tension reached a breaking point and resulted in an emotional outburst and public feud between the 2 Hall of Famers. The fight, which happened on a Saturday night, has generated a lot of controversy among boxing observers and enthusiasts. In a closely contested bout, Ortiz Jr. and Bohachuk both put on outstanding efforts. But the verdict has been clouded in controversy, with many people thinking that the judges made a mistake in favor of Ortiz Jr. The issue revolves mostly around the CompuBox statistics, which appear to favor Bohachuk. Bohachuk did better than Ortiz Jr. in terms of total aggression and amount of blows landed. Despite this, the judges gave Ortiz Jr. the victory, much to the dismay of fans who believed the judges had missed the mark. Oscar De La Hoya, Ortiz Jr.'s promoter and head of Golden Boy Promotions, was quick to defend his boxer. He got to social media to release the CompuBox figures in response to the criticism Ortiz Jr. was receiving, claiming that the young boxer had earned the victory. "You don't know about boxing and the new Vergil Ortiz," De La Hoya said in a heated post on X, the previous Twitter platform, taking aim at the critics and suggesting that Ortiz Jr.'s performance was being unfairly judged. Meanwhile, Bernard Hopkins, a former champion and minority partner in Golden Boy Promotions, adopted a more cautious strategy. Following the fight, Hopkins stated that Ortiz Jr.'s victory was not as clear-cut as De La Hoya suggested. Hopkins went on to point out that Ortiz Jr. needed to correct flaws in his performance before being considered a credible contender for a bout against someone like Terence Crawford. The tension between De La Hoya and Hopkins escalated when they met after the fight. De La Hoya, angered by Hopkins' lack of support for Ortiz Jr., questioned why Hopkins would ever criticize their fighter or appear to favor his opponent. The exchange rapidly became heated as De La Hoya accused Hopkins of lying and denying what was apparent to all on fight night. Hopkins, who is renowned for taking things seriously, didn't hold back. He criticized De La Hoya for what he regarded as an attempt to sugarcoat Ortiz Jr.'s performance, claiming that the young fighter still had a lot to prove. After the dispute got really heated, De La Hoya allegedly attempted to physically confront Hopkins, but others around him stopped him. This disagreement represents a serious break in a long-term, complicated, and mutually beneficial partnership. More. Hopkins and De La Hoya first faced off in the ring in 2004, which is when their history began. Hopkins' knockout victory over De La Hoya in that bout not only unified the middleweight titles, but also solidified his reputation as one of the best fighters of all time. But when Hopkins became a minority partner in Golden Boy Promotions later that year, their rivalry became a collaboration. Despite their prior conflicts, Hopkins and De La Hoya were able to work together to create the promotion company, with Hopkins serving as president of East Coast operations and playing a significant part in preparing younger fighters. Hopkins has consistently supported the fighters affiliated with Golden Boy Promotions over the years, offering them advice and coaching based on his own experiences. Many in the boxing community respected him for his emphasis on hard work and discipline, along with his no drugs, no alcohol concept. Despite their long-standing collaboration, the recent disagreement over Ortiz Jr.'s bout underscores the shifting dynamics at Golden Boy Promotions. Despite being over 60 years old and having competed a few years ago, Hopkins's connection to Golden Boy has allowed him to continue to be a significant player in the boxing community. His style, which emphasizes long-term success and careful preparation, differs from De La Hoya's more immediate and intense defense of his fighters. The difference in experiences was brought to light even more in Devin Haney's most recent fight against Ryan Garcia, another boxer supported by Golden Boy. Hopkins, who watched the bout live at the Barclays Center, emphasized the need for patience and strategy, telling Garcia to maintain composure and consistency in his approach. However, the disagreement between De La Hoya and Hopkins is more than just a personal one. It's a reflection of the larger soap opera associated with modern-day boxing. The sport is not without drama, both inside and outside the ring, and the recent feud between two of its most recognized characters is the latest chapter. De La Hoya's defense of Ortiz Jr. is more than simply one battle. It is about defending his promotion's reputation and the young fighters he mentors. However, Hopkins believes that upholding openness and making sure boxers are held to the highest standards are the most important things, even if it means acknowledging when a performance is not perfect. Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s future and his position in Golden Boy Promotions are still uncertain. Still, the recent issue settles. While De La Hoya's passionate defense of his boxer has garnered some support, Hopkins's more critical approach indicates that there are still issues to be addressed. Even though he won, Ortiz Jr. is currently under greater spotlight as he gets ready for his next opponent. It is unclear whether he can overcome the criticism and establish himself as a top contender in the junior middleweight division. Finally, Golden Boy Promotions history has concluded a significant chapter with this split. Bernard Hopkins, widely known as the Executioner because of his challenging presence in the ring, has been an essential part of the promotion organization. His strategic acumen and mentorship have been instrumental in guiding numerous fighters to success. While Bernard Hopkins's future plans are unknown, there is speculation that he might look into fields that allow him to use his enormous knowledge of boxing, such as commentary, training emerging fighters, or perhaps creating his own promotion firm. Regarding De La Hoya and Hopkins' friendship, only time will tell if they can work things out or if this is the start of a more serious split inside Golden Boy Promotions. But one thing is certain, despite all of its drama and intensity, the boxing world is still incredibly unpredictable. Indeed, as one chapter closes with Bernard Hopkins's departure from Golden Boy Promotions, another begins, filled with potential and promise for both these iconic figures in boxing.